What up, Saints? I am, and I go by the name of MikaelaAndromeda. I'm an interpreter of energies, and if these messages resonate with you, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you need to book a personal reading, you can go to unicornfunland.com, book down at the bottom. You can also follow me on Instagram. Pinkie Pie Sugar Pop is my handle. Come join the Totally Humble Initiate Saints. Also, I stream live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time in the U.S. for free rapid fire one card readings. Come through and get a question answered and hang out with the Saints. So welcome to April Viewer's Choice. We're going to be talking about how to break generational curses. We're just going to kind of just go with the energy of what I'm feeling right now. So generational curses, in general, like to put it in a nutshell, generational curses are basically, pockets of condensed energy passed down through bloodlines. Okay. These are not curses that we're usually aware of. Sometimes we're aware of them because of, hearing stories about them. For instance, like slavery, like slavery in general. I don't just mean the African slave trade. If you look in history, almost every culture has experienced some form of slavery, and it's been ingrained and indoctrinated within those societies and within those cultures. And more often than not, it still exists in some way today. Like, I'm just, fluffy bunnies, you guys. I'm just gonna be straightforward. Like, the residue of the African slave trade still exists today, but it exists in the form of like microaggression and like even sexism. The suffrage movement of the 1800s or whatever. That is that's a generational curse. Not the movement, but sexism. Women being in their place, or men believing that women are supposed to be doing a certain thing. Like that's a generational curse, and that still exists today, again through microaggression and other things like the wage gap between men and women, and different things like that. So that's what a generational curse is. It's not something that we can help. Like, more often than not, we can't help it. A generational curse can also be attitudes towards money. So for instance, if, you come from a line of people who have were born and raised in poverty, that's a generational curse. Not that those people feel like, well, we can't get out of poverty, but that's just been ingrained in them, like the welfare system has the tendency to be a generational curse. Like, you see lots of people, mothers, grandmothers, great grandmothers, like they were all on some form of welfare. And I'm not saying that that's bad, but it's just something that needs to be broken. And sometimes the welfare system can help if you use it correctly, but don't let me get into that. Like, I'm saying this, I'm being like really straightforward with you guys about this, because that's one of my generational curses. I'll be honest with you. I was born on welfare, and I have every intention to never ever have to go back to that again. And I don't ever want my son to even know that we were ever on welfare. Not that like I don't want him to to know, like it's a secret, but I don't want him to ever even have to experience that, unless there's just some big tragedy in his life, and that's the only thing that he can go to in order to move forward to his next step, if you know what I mean. So that's my way of breaking my generational curse, is just passing down good information to my son, like passing down, showing him what hard work looks like, and even what heart work looks like. Because I feel like in this day and age, there's there's this shift happening between there's a shift happening in the paradigm of work, because America was born on this idea of, work hard, put your nose to the ground, and build up, climb the ladder, and save up your money, and do all of these things, and then you can have success. To a certain extent, that's still true, because you, like anything that you do, if you want to reach success, it's going to take some kind of hard work. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to put some effort in. Absolutely. But what I'm seeing right now in this day and age, hard work is needing to be complemented by hard work, so that there's a balance there. Okay. So that's a way I'm trying to break my generational curses, is by showing my son, showing my nieces and nephews, even, like, the hard work that I'm putting into my career, and putting into my passion. So that's a general spiel. That's my spiel. That's what I've learned from my experience. And what I've learned about generational curses by observing different people and different groups. I didn't look any of this up. Like, I was like, well, what if I Google it and give them like an answer? But you guys can Google it. I'm not the only person who has Google. Okay, so if you really feel like you need to, like, look up that information, go ahead and look it up. But that's just my experience. So, shall we get into the actual energy? Let's get into the energy. Let's see. I'm like, I don't even know at this point. At this point, I just go where my hands tell me. Like, I wasn't even thinking about what actual deck I was going to use. I just grabbed one. All right. So, for how to break generational curses, Spirit, what will you have us know? What will you have the saints know? Viewers, past, present, and future. Excuse me, all subscribers, all non-subscribers, anybody who comes across this video, anybody who needs this information and finds this information useful. How can we break generational curses in this day and age? What can we do? What information do you have about generational curses? And this is a traditional deck. This is the Tarot Illuminati. Some of you may be familiar with this deck, but I felt like this deck was necessary to use because, again, generational curses can be deeply ingrained. Not even can be. Generational curses are deeply ingrained with us, within us, and so we need to know about possibly the traditions of generational curses, like, where they come from, why they exist, maybe. Okay, so any information, nothing's coming out yet. Any information, Spirit, about generational curses? I have two cards here. Okay, there's this one, and this one, and this one on top. Okay, and another one, and another one. Okay, and one more. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. So we've got 7 cards here. 7 is magic, so that's good. So this is going to be a magical learning moment. Let's see what's going on for generational curses. How can we break them? Okay. Starting off with the Emperor. All right. So that's, I always think about power whenever we're dealing with the Emperor. Okay, so this is, of course, standing in your power, taking your power back, being powerful. This is, it's Aries energy, so it's like very innovative. So breaking generational curses is going to take some innovation. It's going to take doing something new, trying something new, being rebellious. That's the rebel in the Osho deck. Being rebellious and not caring about what other people think, not caring about the specific outcome of how you're breaking the generational curse, because it's not going to be comfortable. It's not just going to be like, okay, well, I want to I want to break my generational curses, so let's go hop on a rainbow. It's not like that. It's gonna be painful, because think about it. Let's just think about it very abstractly. Okay, let's just take Harry Potter. Okay, like the world of Harry Potter. If somebody puts a curse on somebody in that world, it's not just like, curse be gone. That's not how you lift the curse. There's like work that has to be put in. Okay. And so it's looking like there's going to be some innovative work that will need to be done in order for a generational curse to be broken. Okay. Knowing that you have everything that you need and using all of your resources, using I mean, your etheric resources, your physical resources, emotional resources, mental resources, like this is the guy. This is the beginning of the journey after, of course, after the fool. That's the magician. Okay. So it's going to take you using your knowledge and using everything that you've gained, using your resources, pulling from the world around you, pulling information from your ancestors, from your parents, your brothers and sisters, your uncles, and your grandparents. Like these people are information. Like we're all information. We're all just little tiny computers walking around, not like beep boop, not like that kind of computer, but when I say computers, like we are just chock full of information. Like our DNA is like basically like computers. So there's lots of information in there. So you're going to need to pull from every resource that you have in order to break generational curses. Do your research, contemplate. This is what I love about the magician card, especially in this deck. Come on. Especially in this deck, he is thinking, he is contemplating, and look at everything he has around. I never noticed that back there. Like that, the word Akashic Records is just coming through for me for this. Like, golly, I have never seen that. I've had this deck for years. I have never seen that back there. Okay. So pulling from all your resources, gosh, oh my gosh, I'm seeing so much more. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I love about tarot and oracle decks. There's some more information back there. There's some information. There's another scroll back there or something like that. Okay. So pulling from your resources, pulling from all kinds of information that are around you, information that is around you. Okay, what else do we have? Prince of Swords. Okay, this is going to take some no nonsense energy. That rebel without a cause, rebel without a pause. I always put these cards together because they're both very rebellious, very powerful, very moving. I know that sounds kind of silly, but very action oriented. That Emperor card is an Aries card, and like this mental energy is usually like just very like very go energy. Okay, so it's definitely going to take some rebelliousness. It's definitely going to take you being able to just cut through any of the madness that is around you, especially the madness that is within your environment. And when I say within your environment, I'm hearing like within your family environment. So again, that rebel without a cause, rebel without a pause. If you were raised like in a kind of rigid household, I can be honest with you guys again. I was raised Christian Baptist, for those of you that don't know, and like that, I mean, like shove it down your throat, Christian Baptist, like you have to go to church Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and go to choir practice, and Saturday study. Like, it was just very strict like that for me. For those of you who were raised in something like that, even if it wasn't Christianity, Islam has very strict, like, the whole praying 5 times a day type of thing. And like, even, how often you go to temple, and like, any religion, any of those structured religions, if you were raised in anything like that, or even just a household where things were just like very tight and restricted, even if your parents were atheists, and you were just one of those kids who never really got to go to the movies with your friends, you're going to have to, in order to break these generational curses, you're going to have to go to your family members and like understand why you were raised that way. Try to understand, and just be aware that some of your parents and grandparents might not want to talk about it, and that's okay, because that's the experience. If they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it, and you can't force them to. But for those of you whose parents do want to talk about it, there's a lot of evolution that's going on nowadays. And I know my mom, she's pretty forward thinking. And so like when I come to her about stuff like this, she's like, we talk about it. So when you go to your parents, those of you who can, or even if you can't go to your parents, like whoever you go to, whatever family members that you go to, there will be somebody who will be able to talk to you about it. And if you're like part of an adopted family or something like that, there's still somebody to talk about it with, even if they're not blood related to you, even if it's just a friend that you've had for years. There's always somebody to talk to about generational curses, even if they're not connected to you by blood. Okay, but go to those people, ask the hard questions, clear that kind of stuff up. Why was our household so restricted? Why didn't you let me and my brothers and sisters like go outside? And if your parents are mature, which they should be, maybe, I don't know, they should be able to give you those kind of answers. But it's necessary for you to be bold about it. It's necessary for you to really cut through the BS. Cut through the BS. And there's a way to do and say everything. So I'm not saying go to your parents and be like, hey, why are you an asshole? No, but like, there's a way to say everything. But it's really important for you to go to your parents and go to your ancestors and family, and to go to them in love. Okay? And go to them in true, deep and peaceful love. And I'm seeing the friendliness card in the Osho deck. Okay. So go to them with all the love in your heart. Okay. I know that sounds like really like, oh. But seriously, especially if you want to get answers and if you want to break these curses, you have to go to these people in unconditional love. You have to have some kind of emotional balance first within yourself, and then meet them in an emotionally balanced way. Because those of you who are going to be dealing with family members who are like, I don't want to talk about that, there's no need for you to get riled up as well. Just, okay, mom, dad, I just wanted to know. If you don't want to talk about it, I get it. And that's okay. Okay, what else? Okay. Completion. It's interesting that this came up, and I actually really want to I want to clarify this world card for breaking generational curses. It's like it is ending. Huh. Okay. So go with the flow. Go with the flow of the world. Go with the flow of completion. Go with the flow of the ending of a cycle. So in order to end this cycle, in order to break the cycle, you have to have an ending in mind. Like, what do you want to accomplish? Okay. And flow with that. And again, put your emotions into what you want to accomplish as far as breaking these generational curses, because some of you may like have like a specific reason for wanting to break generational curses, and some of you are just like, I just feel like I'm stuck, you know. But when you go to these people to break generational curses, or when you go to look up information, I don't know why I'm seeing ancestry.com. For some of you that might resonate. So like if you feel like you need to go and find out who you are, that will help you out a lot. It'll help out a lot. And even if you have already done ancestry.com, pull on that information, pull those files back out and find out, figure out what happened. Like, try to put the pieces together. What happened in Georgia in the 1600s when your grandfather was serving in the army. Like, find that information, the physical, and then go to your higher guidance about it, spiritual, and find a balance there. Okay. So in order to find this ending. In order to reach this ending, you have to have an ending in mind. In order to get the information about breaking your generational curses, you have to know exactly what kind of ending you want. So I want to not feel guilt and shame anymore. And that's why I want to break these generational curses. Okay. And then you go with the flow, you go with spirit, you go with the flow of your emotions. And that's like a next step that you can take, in finding how to break these generational curses. I'm giving you guidelines here. This is going to be so different for everybody because we all have different reasons for wanting to break our generational curses. Okay, what else? There he is, the Fool. Take a risk, and don't be scared to take a risk. Don't be scared to dive head first into this journey. Okay, because remember, you already have everything you need. You already have all of the resources around you, no matter what. Even if you have no grandparents, your parents are passed away, like if you have nobody behind you, there's this thing called the internet. And some places you have to pay and some places you don't. Okay, but use the internet. Go to the library, go to your local library, like, look up newspapers.com. There's so many ways that you can find out about yourself, but make sure, if you actually want to break this curse, you got to dive head deep in, and you have to not be scared. You have to not be scared of what you're going to find, because you may find something that you don't want to find. Okay, you may find something that is like maybe like some kind of incriminating evidence, like maybe your great grandparents were like legit murderers, like and were on the run from the cops their whole lives until they settled down in Mexico and then had kids, and then that's where you and your parents come from, and you just never knew that your parents were murderers. Okay, so don't be scared. Don't be scared to take this risk. Don't be scared to dig deep and dive deep. I just keep seeing that message. Dive deep, dive head first into this journey. Okay, because if you're scared, then you're going to start doing something, and once you get scared or worried, then you're just going to stop and quit, and that right there is a generational curse. Giving up is a generational curse. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, get as much help as you can. Know that there's help being offered to you. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at what was on the bottom of the deck. The exact same card. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Rainbows. These are the exact same cards. Okay. I'm still going to clarify because I want to know. Okay. I want to know a little bit more information. It's 111 right now. Right. So that was silence. That was the star. Okay. So retreat, rest and retreat into the physical, rest and retreat into the help. So don't be out in the cold. Don't, especially if these generational curses have affected you like deeply, like on like a deep level that you don't quite see. That's where this card also comes in. Retreat within, and retreat within spirit to break it all apart. There's a lot of different messages coming through right now, and it's hard to like decipher which one. So hang on. Okay. Rest in knowing that there's always help around you. Rest in knowing that there's always a way to unlock this gate. Know that there's no reason why you shouldn't find out this information, why you shouldn't be able to find out this information. There is so much assistance for you. This is like, I don't know why this message like keeps repeating, but apparently somebody needs to hear it. Okay. And it's not just, and this is like a perfect segue. It's not just going to be about the physical. It's not just going to be about getting physical help. Go to the etheric to get help as well. Go to the angelic to get help as well. And that's actually who we're going to be consulting next. Okay. So, in general, stand in your power. Know that you have all your resources. Cut through all the bullshit with love. Whenever you go to those people, know what you want to find out, like according to your plan, according to your journey and your family and your generational curses. Know what you want to find out. Go with the flow of that. Take a risk to find out this deep information. Take a risk to find out this stuff that you may not want to know, and know that there's eternal help. And don't hide from it. Don't hide from it. Double time, double five. Don't hide from it. I'm seeing another 5 here. Okay. And retreat within spirit. Rest in spirit. Ask spirit. Go to that inner place. Go to that silent place to get more information about your generational curses. I'm seeing Akashic records, you guys. I saw the Akashic records on this alchemist card. Okay. You know, Mikaela, I'm never going to tell you to only do physical things. I'm never going to tell you to only do spiritual things. There's a balance that is necessary between both. And here, clearly, there's going to be a balance between the physical and the spiritual in order for you to break your generational curses. You will have to go into the Akashic records. Like that will be necessary. Why does it look like this? Why does it look like this is cut? It was probably my son. Children. It's all good. It's just cards. Okay. So breaking generational curses. Message from the angels. What will you have us know? What can we do, angels? What advice do you have about breaking generational curses? What Akashic advice do you have? What is the current energy of the world of breaking generational curses? What will you have us know? Let's see. Hello from heaven. Okay. All right. Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Okay. Ancestors. That message came. Sorry, there's a couple more cards here, and this one and that one. Okay. Yes, so hello from heaven. So go to your ancestors. Any ancestor that has died, any ancestor that you were close to. Again, if you're one of those people who is like adopted and you just don't know any of your family, somebody close to you who has died. And even if there's like, if you're like, I don't have anybody, then just go straight to heaven. Go straight to Jesus. Go straight to Muhammad. Or if you just, had no religion, go to Martin Luther King Jr., go to Mother Teresa, go to Gandhi. Like those are the three. I always talk about those three because they just had a very big impact on their cultures, But go to those higher beings, those beings that have passed away from this earth. And if you're just not very spiritual at all, go to like Nikola Tesla, like call on these people. You can actually do it. It's not like you can only call on a certain group of people. You could call on anybody you want, really. Okay. So let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Okay. And all of this help from heaven is going to help you to learn the next step to breaking your generational curses, teaching and learning. There it is. Okay. Archangel Zadkiel, keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. So teaching is a very important part of breaking generational curses, not just the learning. Okay. First, of course, you learn about it. You learn about what happened in your past. You learn about what happened with your ancestors so many generations ago. You go to your ancestors, you go to your family. Okay. But then you teach that information to your children, to your nieces and nephews, to the kids at the rec center, the kids at the Boys and Girls Club, not the exact information, but whatever information is important for those people to know. If you are a teacher, you incorporate a higher vibration into your teaching, as long as it follows a curriculum. You don't want to get like fired or anything. If you are a doctor or a lawyer or like a marketer, like whatever you are doing, what you learn about your generational curses, teach that to the world in a way. And you can teach that to the world in a subtle way. It doesn't have to be straightforward. It doesn't have to be like, well, I learned this about my generational curses. It doesn't have to be straightforward like that. You could just incorporate it in. You could incorporate it in like subliminally. Okay. Gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. Okay. So again, one more time, receive those messages. Receive the messages from your higher self in particular. Okay. Whatever creator you go to or whatever it is that you call on, be open to these messages, because I'm seeing like this again. Don't be left out in the cold. Okay. Don't block yourself off just because it's something uncomfortable. Okay. And your higher guidance is always going to push you in a way. Okay. Ancestors push you like, hey, like very hard and tough and rough, but angels can push you in like a more subtle way, but you will be pushed. Okay. So especially if you're asking to break these generational curses. So receive all of that information. That information is a gift from God, especially if you were going to the higher realms to get this information on how to break your generational curses or to get the next step. It's a gift. It's a gift because, renewing yourself in this way, breaking generational curses is a renewal. Renewing yourself in this way is just going to help you to rise higher, and it's going to help you to become a better version of yourself. Okay. And that's a gift. You know what to do. Okay. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. That is this. Okay. Take the risk. Follow the light. I don't know why I just held it like that, but there it is. That's the synchronicity. Follow the light. Follow the light within. I think it says that. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Be okay with taking those risks again. Okay. And you'll know how far you need to go. You'll know how deep you need to go. You'll know how high you need to go. Don't push yourself to do anything uncomfortable. Don't push yourself too hard to do something that'll make you uncomfortable in breaking these curses, because we can handle what we can handle. There's a plan, a loose plan at least. We all have free will, but there's a loose plan that each of us made before we came here. And we're never going to be able to do more or less than we were put here to do, Okay. Creative writing. Archangel Gabriel, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. This might resonate a lot with some of you writers out there. Okay, so in order to break these curses, you can write about your childhood. You can write about your generational curses, about the restriction, about the forcing of going to church. You can write about your traumas and tragedies, because trigger warning. Okay, trigger warning here. Sexual abuse can be a generational curse. I can't even say can be. When it's passed down and perpetuated, it turns into a generational curse. So if that's something that happened to you when you were younger, not even just sexual abuse, physical abuse, if that's something that happened to you when you were younger, write about it. And it doesn't even have to be, you don't have to tell the world. Write it in your own journal. Okay. And if you want to pen an article or book, I'm just reading it here. If you want to pen an article or book, you can do that, and you can put another name on it. Okay. But get that information out. pull it from your subconscious, pull it from the Akashic records, because that kind of stuff, the good and the bad, is written in the Akashic records. That's just the balance of the universe. Okay. So that's something that you can do to start breaking these curses. Okay. And of course it came out right next to Uriel. You know what to do. You know what to write about. You know where to send that writing. Okay. Prioritize. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Okay. So again, this goes with I forget which card. Oh, like know what you want to find out. Yes. Know what the end game is going to be for you. Like, know why you want to break these curses. Okay. And set those priorities. Set a priority for yourself in breaking these curses. So like it could be, I want to clear myself, like for physical abuse. Like if you were physically abused when you were younger. Okay. My priority is to never physically abuse my children. Set that priority and write about it, sing about it, create art about it. Like create. And this creative writing, it's not just about writing, it's about releasing. It's about getting that information out of your spirit, getting it out of your soul. And that getting it out, that's breaking a curse. Because when we hold on to it, we hold on to the curse. And then holding on to that, if you get pregnant, then you're giving all of that stuff that you've held on to the fetus within you. Okay, so let it go. Set your priority, know exactly what you want to release, and you will get help to get organized and motivated in order to release and in order to continue breaking away these pieces of this curse. Okay. All is well. This is like one of my favorites in this deck. All is well. Archangel Jeremiel, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. Okay, so this is saying don't expect all of the information to come at once. Don't expect it to all be clear in one moment. For some of you, maybe. Okay, general reading. For some of you, it may be clear in one moment. You might have a light bulb moment, but even after that light bulb moment, there's going to be more to learn. Okay, because there could be generational curses. Like if you were raised in a single parenthood and you find out about the generational curses of your mom, there are still going to be generational curses of your dad, that you want to find out. And again, that information can be found somehow, physically or spiritually, or both. Okay, but all is well. Remember that on this journey to lifting all of this negative energy, this heavy ancestral energy. There's my son. on the journey to lifting all of that heavy ancestral energy, everything will fold out the way that it's supposed to. You will learn everything that you're supposed to learn, and you will be guided to doing the specific thing to break these curses. Okay. So I'm going to do work your light and then we're going to be done. Okay. And this is kind of like I know I'm like repeating a lot of stuff, but these are like literally just guidelines. Like you kind of have to go with your intuition on this. Okay. But I love that I had to pull the Tarot Illuminati, the traditional cards, because that gave me like a straightforward answer. Like you have to go and talk to people. Okay. You have to have the courage to talk to people. Oh, excuse me. Hang on. All right. So work your light. I don't remember the last thing that I was saying, but whatever. Okay. Work your light. Okay, we got one card already coming out. Yeah, I was talking about a lot of this stuff is repeating. Okay, but we have to be comfortable. We have to become comfortable with learning all of these hard things. Okay, a generational curse isn't just like finding out that your boyfriend cheated on you. I mean, I know that can be a hard thing, but it's deeper than that. Like finding out why your parents or your grandparents or your great grandparents were enslaved, why they were sexually abused, like what was the climate, like why was your 6 times great grandmother a prostitute, like things like that, that can be hard to find out because like back in the day they were like really really harsh about things like witchcraft, like just because women wanted to read books at night and use herbs to heal their arthritis, like people thought that that was like witchcraft, and they would burn people literally because they just wanted to heal themselves and not even casting spells on other people. There were witches who did stuff like that, but it can, the point I'm trying to make is that it can be hard to find out that kind of stuff, and we can't be scared. We can't be scared to find out that stuff. We can't be scared to find out about our bloodlines, and we can't be scared to find out about our star lines either, because if you're one of those people who is vibrating at that level where you're learning about your star origins and stuff like this, all of this stuff still it still applies, because just like our earth has just like our earth has a history, our solar system has a history, our galaxy has a history, this whole universe has a history. That history is contained again within the Akashic records, which is contained within your DNA, and you can reach that anytime, any place, anywhere. Okay. But if you're a star being, if you're a star seed and you're like, I want to know why my galaxy did this, that it can be hard to learn about stuff like that, because y'all, there have been many wars and battles in the star systems, between star systems, and there have been places where there have been truces and peace, just like what happens here on planet Earth, as above, so below, so that stuff can be hard to learn as well. But if you're ready to do it, if you're bold enough, if you know what you want to learn, then you know what to do. Follow your light and know that you will find out everything the way that you're supposed to, when you're supposed to. Okay, this card kept coming, like, okay, I'm feeling 2 more cards from this Work Your Light deck. Okay. Well, let's see what we have here. Okay. Inner Temple. Okay. Tune into the... Gosh, these cards. Okay. I did a pretty good pre-shuffle, I guess. Inner Temple. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. So this is going into the Akashic records as well. There is an Acacia card here, and I'm wondering if it's one of these cards, which would be interesting. But do whatever devotion you do. Do whatever prayer you do. Tuning into your heart, tuning into your inner temple, taking care of your temple. That's going to help you break your generational curses, because I'm not going to go deep into it, but there are a lot of curses that have been set upon our bodies by outside forces that don't even have anything to do with our bloodlines, but they were put into our bloodlines. I'm talking about like indoctrination, you guys. Like I'm talking about like subliminal messages on television. The belief that you're supposed to eat a certain way when that certain way isn't necessarily good for you. I'm not going to go deep into it, but those curses were put on us by other people. Okay, so I was talking about taking care of your inner temple. That's a way you can break generational curses, okay? And being devoted to that, being devoted to taking care of your heart and taking care of your body, taking care of your spirit and that light ship that we all have within us, okay? Get grounded, empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature, okay? Break the generational curses by going outside, by sitting amongst the flowers, by swimming in the ocean, swimming in the lake, doing your meditations outside. You see her Kundalini is shining there. It's rising, and she's aligning all of her chakras. Okay. Go outside. Going outside can help you break generational curses, because there's a lot of you who have not been in touch with nature. Like, it was just not a thing. You just didn't. Some of you just probably didn't go outside. Some of you probably just don't really even like going outside. Okay. And that can be a generational curse too, because we're part of this earth. We're born here, we live here, we die here. Like, we're part of the earth. So if we're disconnected from the earth, if we're disconnected from where we live, that can be a generational curse. Okay, so get back out in nature, get grounded. Yes, just say yes. Just say yes to growing. Just say yes to growth. Just say yes to changing. Just say yes to evolving. Just say yes to moving forward from where you have been. Okay? And whatever else that means to you as far as breaking your generational curses. Just say, yes, I want to break my generational curses, because we all have them, even if they're little tiny things like an attitude problem. If they're that can be a generational curse. So just say yes. Just say yes to continuing to grow. Okay. Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Okay. And that again goes with this guy. Okay. That rebel without a cause. Come out. Say what needs to be said. Ask what needs to be asked. Share your voice. Speak your truth. Once again, creative writing, let it come out. Speak your truth to people. Speak about these generational curses. Go and ask other people about their generational curses, how they broke them. If you go onto any kind of online forum about that, or like a Facebook group about generational curses, or about evolution or ascension and stuff like that, there are other people who know about this stuff. Okay, share your voice. Talk about it. Talk about it with other people. Find out other people's experiences as well. Okay. You're already doing it. Check that out. It, like, literally, if you clicked on this video, even if 10 people click on this video, there are 10 people who are already breaking their generational curses, or you're already starting, okay? Never in one fell swoop. Oh, I can't say never. Some people experience it in that way, but I'm not saying that it's all that as soon as you are done watching this video that your generational curses are going to be broken. There's work to be done, but just know that if you're here and you're looking at this, you're already doing it. You're already in the process of it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north, and your true north is your true north, your true higher self. So continue to connect in with that, okay? And stop overthinking. I'm seeing the mind card in the Osho deck. Okay. Don't put yourself into a head trip. Okay. I just pulled this top card. Don't feel guilty about your generational curses. Don't feel guilty about where you've been. Okay. Don't overthink it. Just keep facing your true north, keep facing yourself, and keep facing your past. Priestess. Perfect ending. How are you being called to step up and lead? Okay, so how are you being called to step up and lead? How are you being called to show other people your curses, and show other people your darkness and your past? How are you being called to heal the world? By speaking up. Okay, learning about your past, and learning about these generational curses, and learning about your family history and your star history, that is going to take you in the direction of leadership. I'm not saying that you're going to be some, big leader. Some of you may, but you learning about that stuff, gaining this information, again, and it goes with that teaching and learning card. These cards just came out very nice together. Okay, all of these cards, the sequence of cards came out very nice together. Okay, so yeah, you are being pulled and pushed and called to do some kind of leading, to give some kind of information, to the world in your own beautiful priest/priestess way. Okay? By breaking your generational curses, that makes you a leader. By even having the desire to break your generational curses, that makes you a leader. And honestly, I feel like you should be very proud of yourself for wanting to do this hard, sometimes challenging work. Okay? And it doesn't have to be hard, especially if you're doing your work to stay in the moment, doing your work to stay present. Nothing really has to be hard. Okay? Life can be very simple when you stay in the present and you focus on what you want to do and you focus on how you want to grow. Okay? So that's how to break generational curses, in a nutshell. And I hope some of it resonates with you. I know all of it's not going to resonate with every single person, but take whatever does resonate. And like, honestly, I wish you the best on breaking your generational curses, on digging deep and finding those wounds within your bloodline, within your star line, that have caused you to be how and who you are today. Because that, what happened in our bloodline and in our star line, that builds up. It builds up, and that's where the generational curse comes from. And it's our job to learn about it and to break it. Now I'm talking in circles, okay? All right, there you go, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed April's Viewer's Choice. Thank you, Relly, again, for a second awesome topic. So if you need to book a personal reading ever, go to unicornfunland.com. You can book down at the bottom, and know that I haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to be posting the mission statement of Unicorn Funland in the About Me section on my YouTube channel here. So what I do is get down to your core issues, like get down to your soul issues. That's the point of me. Like I can do surface readings for you. Like I can do readings just about your love life and about your career life. I have no problem doing that. But usually, like if you book like a straight intuitive, that information is literally going to be straight intuitive. It's going to be straight from spirit, and it's not always very surface. Usually it goes into past lives. It goes into soul issues, soul tragedies, soul cuts, and stuff like that. Okay. So, that's my mission statement. My mission statement is that I'm here to help your soul journey, help you on your soul journey in order to find your purpose, work in your purpose, and therefore get deeper into your multidimensional self. Okay. Yeah. And you can also follow me on Instagram. Piggy by Sugar Pop is my handle. That information should be right down below in the description. Also, Wednesday Night Live, 9 p.m. Central Time in the U.S. Free rapid fire one card readings for those of y'all who who came to the family meeting, who came to the tribe meeting. I think it's just going to end up being intuitive. Like I was thinking about it, thinking about like making the list and like gathering names, and I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to go through all of that trouble, because that's a lot of extra work. And I don't know if I'm really willing to do that. So I think free rapid fire one card readings is I'm just gonna go intuitively. I'm gonna do my best to answer as many questions as I can, but I know people come in early and people come in late, and I probably need to just be going faster, maybe, to get some more questions. But please come on through Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Time in the U.S. Free rapid fire one card readings. I really hope that you guys got something from this breaking generational curses, because it's important for soul growth and soul development. All love and praise to the universe within me and without me. Spirit, continue to guide everyone, past, present, and future, all viewers, all saints, all tribe members, in breaking their generational curses and not being afraid to find out what has happened in their past and in the past of their ancestors. Help them to get all of this information and dig all of that old muck out of their soul so that they can shine bright like the beautiful diamond that they are. I love you guys so, so, so very much. Thank you for joining me here. I'll see you soon. Bye.